What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Today is August 4th. And yes, I am doing the Kylie live a little earlier than a lot of creators are. I know they will be covering it this weekend. So I decided to go ahead and do it early. So, first, I want to point out I think Killshot's talking to me. Today would be cool. Coming from someone who makes us wait like 10 minutes before your live starts. Come on now. No, just kidding. I'm thankful that you are here. I'm trying to keep the noise in the background down as much as I can because I do have a house full. But I wanted to say hi to everyone that's already here. Blind, welcome in. Lee, Sifa. Yeah, Sifa is in the background helping Judy. Hi, Tracy. Abby, thank you for joining. And I did, oh my gosh, I was rushing through because I have a video I created. And when I went to transfer it to another software, the audio got screwed up and it took me a minute to get everything together, but I did. So I'm a little late, but better late than never, right? Hi, Miss W. Thank you for joining us. MJ, I hope that you can hear too. I have my volume settings all the way up. Hopefully, all of you can hear me okay. Hi, Kill Shot. Nightbot is working, obviously. Right, all at one time. No, I'm not trying to be like you. I was just saying have patience. But yes, I've had a late start. Sorry. Also had a gamer in here. I had to get kicked out of my room so that I can use my lovely mic. So here we go. Okay, so to start, I'm going to go ahead and let everyone know that if you're a creator, type the word link drop in the chat, all lowercase, all one word, just like I typed in chat. And that way your link will be dropped immediately to your channel. So those that are not following you already can go and give you a follow. And let me see my email. Yeah, Miss W. Ugh, I have to share my room with a gamer who also does streaming. So I was like, hey, I'm going to need the room, and came in here and he's in the middle of a match. But sorry, not sorry. I had to do my live. But I'm going to give a few more minutes for people to get in here. And before I do start, does anyone want to join me on panel that wants to talk about the case, wants to... Mainly what I want to do is I do have a video I put together. It is, I think, 30 something minutes long, but in between I'm going to play it, and then we're going to talk about it and we're going to chat about it, because what I put together is actual info that we've received from law enforcement, from press conferences, or from interviews of individuals themselves. Everything that I do talk about as far as theories and opinions are mine and mine alone. All I ask for a panel guest is to not mention any of the distractions and the drama and any of the characters that came in along the way on the YouTube side of things. We're just going to try to stick to the facts and figuring out, basically what brought you to Kiely Rodni's case. You can talk about what drew you in. When did you decide what you thought actually happened? Have you come to a conclusion of that? Basically, any and all Kiely Rodni chat is welcome. I just don't want any of those drama or any of the distraction people brought up. And once again, everything is opinion and speculation, because as of now, we do not have any new information regarding Kiely Rodni. We know what has been presented to us, and I will show all of that in the video. So again, if anyone wants the link, please let me know, and I will try to get you the link. If you do not have me on Discord or Facebook Messenger and you want the link, please see my email that's pinned at the top, and I can get you a link to the panel. And I'm going to kind of do it where it's not so many all at one time. You know, 2 or 3 people at a time, and we can rotate out however you guys want to do it. Or if you want to stay up during the entire thing, I'm okay with that also. But before I start, let me go back in the chat real quick and see who wants a link. All right, let me go back a little bit. Sorry. Hi, Jim J. Good to see you. So MJ says Kylie went to Hot August Nights the day before the party. Allegedly, that's what we've been told. And right now, MJ is at a Hot August Nights celebrating Kylie. I have shed many tears. See, and that's a beautiful thing. It's bittersweet. You know, just hearing the words Hot August Nights, it's really bittersweet because it's here we are almost a year around and all the emotions are still there. I'm sure we all have all the same questions, but it is bittersweet, and I just want to talk about her tonight. I just want to know like where your minds are at. What brought you to Kylie's case, and like let's talk about her and also talk about the case. Sorry, I was just taking a drink of my water and don't want the mic to pick all that up. Hi PJ, I'm glad you were able to make it. You're listening and editing. Yes, I just spent like the last 2.5 hours editing, so but I'm glad that you made it. Yeah, truth to power. So just send me an email and I will try to get you the StreamYard link if you want to join panel. Sifa, if you would like to join panel, you can. I know Blind, Judy, Killshot. I don't know if Kristen is here yet. Michelle, if she's here, maybe someone can get the word out to her. But I wanted to kind of do this as a collab, if possible, to where we're all able to have a healthy discussion about Kylie, because after tonight, I have had to make the conscious decision, actually, months ago. I might drop a video or a short here and there because I can't just forget Kylie. But unless there is something new that does come forward, I don't plan on dragging out Kylie's case any longer than it absolutely, there's nothing new. There's nothing for us to go on. And as much as many of us think that, we need to know all the answers right now, sadly, that is not the case. So I'm not going to drag it on and on. So on my channel, I would really, really appreciate it if, you guys did jump up here. Let's talk about it together. Let's brainstorm, or let's just, like I said, we can talk about even how it affected us. It's been a hard year for a lot of us. Hi, Leopard Print. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. Yeah, and there's many creators, that are out there and that have been out there a lot, started off covering it and haven't covered it in months. Like I said, I myself, I can't remember my last live that I had about Kylie. I think it was sometime last month, maybe. But I'm just not going to drag it out longer than what I'm not going to sensationalize this case. I'm not. And yes, there are people out there. There are other creators and haters and trolls and all these other folks that might be like, she doesn't care about Kylie anymore. And, It's not that. It's just there are so many cases out there. There are so many more missing. Kylie will always matter. Same as Summer Wells, same as Gabby Petito, even though she's getting her justice. You know, I might not cover them all the time, but it does not mean I don't care about Kiely Rodni. And I think anyone in this chat feels can probably say the same thing, that no one is ever going to forget Kiely Rodni. Hey Sway, thank you for doing the drive by. Throwing that butter. Oh my gosh. Right? I can't believe it's been a year either. No panel for you, blind. Okay, fine. Maybe for Kylie's birthday. Yeah, and I mean things like that. Yeah, we can do like tribute videos and such like that. I mean, and this is just for me speaking. I'm not speaking for any other creator but myself. For her birthday, of course I'm gonna acknowledge that. Same as like when Gabby's birthday comes around and those sorts of things. I'm just saying as far as the case goes, there is no new information that we have been given that we're privy to that can answer any of our theories. A lot of us have many different theories. And when you have one theory, there's something that always doesn't fit. So it's like we can only go off of what we've seen. It doesn't mean that we believe everything that we've read and everything that we've seen. It doesn't mean that. It just, you can't make up these things. You can't want an answer so bad that you make up information. You make up things because you want it to make sense. Everyone wants it to make sense. That's normal, but you can't insert a false narrative to make it make sense. Give me just one moment. And yes, that's what I'm saying, Bond. And just because people choose to move forward, it doesn't mean that these cases are forgotten and that, you know, people can still be looking into things in the background. People are always going to have questions, and that's okay. I just don't believe in dragging it out on YouTube or on any social media platform whenever we don't have any answers. MJ, are you not able to because of the device that you're on, or I'm not sure what you're saying, but you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to jump on panel if you would like to. All right, Killshot, just let me know when. I'm gonna grab the link here in a minute and send it to y'all. Miss Debbie, I was planning a camping trip and came across Prosser. They had no openings. We camped one weekend prior to the loss of Kylie near Tahoe. Wow, so were you able to go and see Prosser and the area and get a feel for it? Like, that's honestly something that I've wanted to do even since Gabby's case. Just with Gabby's case, like the cases that draw near to my heart, I always just want to kind of go and get a feel of the vibe there, and just I guess I don't know. I guess there's lots of us like that out there, but that is something I've always wanted to do. I'm working on California Missing. Didn't realize it was Kylie's anniversary. Yes, ma'am. So August 6th, actually 2 days will be the day that she was reported missing. I'm interested to hear everyone's theories on Kylie's story. Yeah, see, that's what I'm interested in also. And like I said, even if y'all jump up here and just want to chime in, what you thought, and just make sure, guys, for your own for yourself and for my channel, you're putting this out here. My theory is this, but we don't have to name names. We don't have to point fingers. We don't have to do it in a negative way. We can approach it with class and without falsely accusing anyone, because at the end of the day, we don't know. None of us know anything. It's really all we have are theories. Right. This is what I'm saying, MJ. I still stand where I did from day one, and many of us have. We also have many of us whose theories have evolved into something completely different than we thought day one. But it doesn't mean we have a lack of care for Kiely or for what happened to Kiely. Hey, Kristen. It's okay. You just missed the beginning of me talking and such. But I'm glad that you can make it. And if you want to jump on panel, Kristen, please let me know. Judy, if you want to jump on panel, I know many of you guys, may want to say your piece. It's just say what brought you to Kiely's case, even, or how it affected you. Like I said earlier, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Once the CHP report comes out, there will be another 6 months of tearing that apart. Yeah. I don't even know what to say or what to think about the CHP report. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Okay, so Judy, Sifa, Killshot, anybody want to join me on panel? Because I'm going to play the video here in a minute. Lee, you're welcome to join panel if you would like. Anybody in chat, just let me know. All right, let me see if I can get to my video. I'm not going to be able to watch comments as much while I have the video playing, but I will pause to come back. It is lengthy, and I have to play it on the software that I uploaded it to because it was giving me problems exporting it, and I didn't have time for all that. So I'm going to present it as best as I can. Let me do a few things here so I can do that. Okay. So like I said, this is a video I put together. I've actually been working on this video for a very long time and put the finishing, oh my God, finishing touches, can't even talk today, on it earlier today. I'm hoping that the volume, hold on, let me make sure the volume is all the way up. Is Sway still in here? How do you adjust the volume on CapCut? Hopefully it's all the way up.
This morning, the search is on for a woman who went missing at a party near the California-Nevada state line. This happened Friday near Truckee, California. Police are saying 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was at a family campground with more than 100 other people, and she was last seen around 12:30 in the morning and hasn't been heard from since. And investigators are now saying they are fearing for the worst.
Okay, so I just wanted to point out real quick that at the beginning of this, they said, like the numbers changed, and you'll see it. I think I highlighted it in here, but different articles. Like it went from more than 100. Then it went over, like, at one point, Doug Bishop says 300 plus. Like the numbers fluctuated. So that is something that I don't know if we'll ever find out the number, but that was something that always bothered me.
And her phone actually went off the grid shortly after she had communicated to her friends that she was wanting to go home, and her phone has been turned off ever since. We have deployed our helicopter, Falcon 30. We've utilized numerous of our ground searchers in searching for Kiely, and really nothing has turned up, which is why right now we're treating her disappearance as an abduction.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it right there, only because their theory, they said that it wasn't like an abduction, or they said it was an abduction, but then it slowly became. I don't know. They went back and forth between that. Hey, Judy. Hey, Blind. Can you guys hear me? Blind, you're muted, I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. You're good. Hey, Judy, can you hear us?
Okay, yeah.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Welcome to the panel. Thank y'all for joining.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
I
yeah.
wasn't.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't sure that I wanted to talk about it again. But Killshot texted me and told me what y'all were doing. So here I am.
Yeah, because it's more or less like how, like, when I'm pausing in the videos and I'm pointing out my opinions on things as it unfolded. But I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say, like what originally drew you to the case, and then like how it's affected y'all's life, as we've covered it. Did the comments stop
Are
on
you asking
streaming?
right now? Or are you?
Yeah, I'm just saying to feel free to chime in at any time.
Oh, I shoot. I don't really know what drew me to it. I mean, I really couldn't even say. Just something really just caught my attention with it, and I was kind of stuck on it for a little while, But
Yeah.
um, I gotta say, I think I might have looked at it from a little bit too much of a cold standpoint, because today, this morning, when after listening to somebody read the poems the Lindsay Neiman wrote, like, I wonder if
Hmm.
maybe I shouldn't have looked at it from a more empathetic point of view,
Yeah, and I don't know if I know
like,
which one you're
because we
talking
don't
about.
know, and
Right.
like unknown is unknown. Like we can't think that we know, and it's when it's just really unknown.
Exactly. You can't, and we can't make anything up to fit our narratives or to fit our theories, because if it's not there, we can't prove it otherwise. There's nothing we can really say about it. Jimmy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, and I mean, really, all the things that we think that we know came from people's gossip.
Yeah, everything's been hearsay, unless it came from, like, directly from law enforcement, or from the people that are involved in the case themselves.
Yeah, and well, I mean, a lot of the stuff that we know came from people that weren't even involved, people that were just on the periphery of what was going on. It's really, I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen this happen with any other case where so much conjecture is taken as fact.
Yeah, there's been other cases like Summer Wells. There was a lot of confusion in that case. A lot. But hey, Killshot, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. I'm having the same issue you did the other night where the comments stop on the StreamYard side, so that's frustrating.
Um, I did. Did it stop for everybody?
I don't know. Because the last thing I see is the me putting the thanks, but there's been many comments since
I
then.
have hi Gem J. I almost didn't recognize you with the new name.
I don't know. I can't see the comments to highlight them, you guys.
Are you on StreamYard?
Yep.
Oh, duh. I just signed into a StreamYard. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to let you slide on that one, but
Yeah,
you brought
I
it
don't
up.
want to hear, young lady.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I have the video playing in the background too. I don't really know.
Easy.
Yeah.
What is your membership command?
Members.
It's not working.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
Can you drop your link to it, please?
One of the members, but I do have a timer that will come up and it'll give the people an option to click on it.
See, I just seen yours just popped up in my chat.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing anybody else's. It's frustrating. Maybe if I leave and come back.
You can try that.
Okay.
And if she doesn't come back, it'll be the panel show.
It'd be the what show?
The panel.
Oh, yeah, this is one hell of a phone.
Okay.
There she is.
I think it worked.
Do you see your iMembers or your members?
Yes, I see it.
I don't see anybody else's chat after that, though.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Let's see what the last one is on the YouTube side. Yeah, I have. So I guess it's maybe extremely delayed because so I see MJ's and then there's like 6 comments after that that haven't come up yet. So oh boy.
All right, well, back to topic.
All right. So well, did anyone want to chime in on Kylie? Pretty much, I'm just trying to get an idea of like what drew you into the Kylie Rodni case, like anybody on panel and anybody in chat, and like how it's affected us over the last year because we've
Oh,
all
shit.
been a crazy year.
Yeah. How has it not affected any of us? Honestly, those of us that are in the community, pretty much in the chat, a lot of people who are going to be listening, a lot of us were involved in a lot of stressful times. Just like Blind was saying earlier, when I sit back on it after this whole long year, we were fighting over just complete conjecture. Nothing.
Right.
All the stress and all the talk and all the anguish that everybody went through was basically over all speculation and all off of one or a couple of people's own personal investigations.
Right.
So it was never any actual facts, and I don't think that I needed to look at it from any more of an empathetic point of view because I always did. It was, but for me, it was like finding the Kiely Rodni case was completely accidental. I mean, completely and totally accidental. I had the Kiely Rodni case is when I found YouTubers that actually went live, and I never had seen that before. So that's how I kind of got brought into the whole true crime community and all that. Because I used to just be a person that watched pre-recorded videos. I really didn't know that lives existed.
Yeah, I did that for a while for Summer Wells, and I didn't get involved into live chats at all either until Kylie. So yeah. And it's just been a long year, and like you said, it's so much drama and so much has gone on over basically, like you said, we don't even have all the facts, and people were arguing. It was a bunch of nonsense. But I do believe everything happens for a reason, and I believe that we were all meant to come across Kylie's case because look where we're at now,
Yeah, very true. I mean, a lot of people met a lot of good friends. A lot of people met a lot of enemies. So, it ended up being a wild year.
Find out who your friends are, that's for sure. Judy, do you have anything to add, ma'am? I want to hear your thoughts. Judy, are you here?
Yeah, didn't you ask like a couple questions of what? Did
Hello.
you ask what drew us to true crime, or
No,
only the?
like what drew you into Kiely Rodni's case?
I ran across the creator that was looking into it, and from there I got a little bit more curious, and I started typing in her name in YouTube. And I too, I went to a few communities where I didn't feel comfortable in their line of thinking, making sense of some things, and then I found somebody I thought that I liked, and then they fell through. Then I actually found you, Daisy,
Aw, I'm glad you
and
found me, Judy.
you made some sense, and
No, you don't.
stop,
What?
and everybody, go ahead, Sifa, will you hit my cue? Um,
Oh,
uh,
let me get my switch.
yep. Um, Basically, and then you were in a group, and I followed that. I thought that was pretty intense, and I was with it.
Right.
And then the case got to the point with me that it started to grow into something else, and I just kicked back and kind of laid low for a while.
Yeah.
I was in people's chats. I might have made a comment here and there, but I wasn't any big whatever. And then from there, somebody needed a little bit of mental health help, and I jumped in one night, and it all went insane from there.
But we've come full circle, and here we are now. So, like I said, I'm glad that I've met all of you.
Where'd Killshot go?
I don't know if he dropped down on purpose or what. I'm not sure.
It's all right.
Yep.
He didn't want to hear me talk, so he left.
Micah, did you want to chime in on what brought you to Kiely's case?
Yes. I think what brought me to Kiely's case was that she, in the beginning, I think reminded us a lot of Gabby's case. And I think I just kept up with it through you a lot of the time when I couldn't. And so her case was just pretty interesting because, how does a teenage girl just disappear out of nowhere?
Right.
No one knowing anything, especially about the party she was at. How does no one come forward with anything? And then, I think that's just what brought me to her case, was that how is there no witnesses to anything that happened to her?
Right.
Even
Go ahead.
for me, I think what really drew me into everything too was, looking at it like how everybody was over sensationalizing everything. And I was looking at it as like, this stuff isn't abnormal, and don't get me wrong, like children disappearing from parties and all that other stuff shouldn't be downplayed or anything like that. But in reality, in a place where I live, in reality, I guess is what I should say, that happens on a daily basis all over the place. So it's not like it was anything out of the ordinary. It was just national news, and everybody was making such a huge speculation out of it that, a spectacular way to gain views and there was a lot of grifters that jumped on. I mean, I know of a lot of creators that didn't start until the YouTube or until the Kiely Rodni case creating anything on YouTube. So for me, it was kind of one of those things where, going off what Leo was saying, was that it like a lot of people were saying, oh, this is so weird and this is so unnatural and this isn't normal and this isn't that, this isn't this. And I'm like, well, when you look at the world news of things, all across the country and all over the place, like, this really isn't that abnormal. And then when people are like, well, how do you leave one of your friends at a party drunk and don't make sure they get home safe or anything like that? And I started thinking back to some of the parties that I had when I was a kid and teenager in high school and stuff. And I can't even count how many times that I left parties where several of my friends were still there, not knowing how they were going to get home or anything like that, and they were hammered and whatnot. And I think it's just one of those things that everybody just started really over sensationalizing, and I think that's why I got drawn into it as much, is because I was trying to figure out on how everybody can look at all this from such a distorted point of view at times. And then once I started listening to everybody and started paying attention to everything, I kind of got caught up in all the wild theories and all that on what happened to her for a little while as well, because it was captivating when you start talking to everybody and you start getting involved, and your name starts getting said by creators and people are talking to you in chats and all that other stuff. You start really getting
You get
not
consumed
necessarily
by it.
yeah, exactly, yep.
Yeah. Well, and that I get what you're saying. Like, that there's missing persons going missing all the time, and it is like there's many cases we've come across even since Kylie's where it's a party and they haven't been found. But for me, like, I wasn't even on YouTube yet. I was just strictly on Twitter, and like the fact that I couldn't find a picture of the party, I don't know, that was just so big to me because, like, these days there's pictures everywhere. Everybody posts everything everywhere. And so that's what drew me in, was like when I searched every platform I could think of with every keyword I could think of, I could not find a single picture of said party. That's when my red flags went up and I just dove straight in. And at that point, I was on Twitter, with Nerdy and their team. I wasn't even on YouTube yet. The main reason I came to YouTube for Kylie's case was so that I could actually talk about it, because tweeting after a while it just got, I wanted to be able to talk about it. You know what I mean? So that's why I came to YouTube with Kylie's case. Hey Kristen,
Hey.
how are you?
Okay.
I don't know why the chat is it working for you all, or is it still messed up? Because it's really bugging the crap out of me.
I mean, it's going still. We have some Beam
Well,
Ranch pastas in here, K-Bug's in here, Sway's in here, Moon's in here, Tracy, Jem. I mean, I'm seeing comments. I can't type because I'm on my phone, but
well, Sifa, is Sifa even still in here? Is in the back? Yeah, Sifa, if you
yeah,
can
Sifa's
see the
here.
comments, if they're like up to date on your end, maybe you can highlight comments for me because they're not showing up on my end.
They're not.
They're not great. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to the video a
Okay,
little
because
bit.
I'm seeing them but I'm on my phone, so I haven't looked at my laptop.
Yeah, so
I
for
mean,
anybody,
I don't know if it's just like you or if it's just over here at our house, but I don't see any new comments popping up either on my
right?
end.
Yeah,
It's like the
I'm on my phone
same.
and I'm not getting no new comments either.
Yeah, it's something with streaming.
Yeah, mine froze up.
The last one I see is Moon Kitten vibes. Hola hermana te. I don't know. And the Spanish is gone after that for me.
All I see is the last comment from Jim, and she says so she can see chat. Sifa
Yeah.
cause she's clever. And that's it.
So it's different for everyone. I don't know. I'm gonna try to leave one more time and come back. If that doesn't
Okay.
work, then I'll just,
We'll just
have
try
to
to do the
wait it.
best we can.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work because it didn't work when I left and came back.
Let me just try.
You have to hit refresh, I believe.
Is it just like StreamYard or is it just YouTube? I mean, I don't know what it is.
No, I think it's just StreamYard. It refreshes the chat as soon as you come out and come back in, but it won't keep scrolling after that.
Well, mine's scrolling fine, I think. The last comment I see is Gray Squirrel.
Well, it's updated on the YouTube side.
Yeah.
I see it on YouTube.
Yeah, the StreamYard side's not updating.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I spoke out of turn. I am I thought that's what I was referring to was YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's a StreamYard thing, but before you go on the video, just hello to people that came in chat.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping in.
That's
Katie
what I was trying to
Sway,
do.
Zepha, Moon Kitten, Tracy, Ranch, MJ, Jem, missing some, Larissa.
Yeah, to
Jim's up
everyone
here with
coming in, we're having an
DJ.
issue with the StreamYard side with the comments. So it's not that I don't want to highlight your comments or acknowledge you. It's just a simple.
She's just ignoring you.
With StreamYard. Or listening to the chat. Okay, let me go back. Oh, I closed my window.
California Highway Patrol and the FBI, they joined together in this investigation, and they're currently looking at the I-80 corridor. This is from Donner Summit to the Nevada state line. A $50,000 reward now being offered for any information, and it's
So this is something I wanted to point out. This was like the flyer that apparently came out. And if you notice the words on the flyer, it's like senior goodbye party tomorrow at 9. So it seems like the flyer actually came out early, which would have been like August 5th. But again, this is just speculation. This was sent to someone that does work with Nerdy Group, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is a factual party flyer. Just wanted to point that out.
We just want her home. We're so scared and we miss her so much and we love her so much. And Kiely, we love you. And if you see this, please just come home. I want nothing more than to hug you. And if anybody else out there, if you know where she is.
Okay, I'm hearing people jump in on panel.
I think it's just crazy how her mom changes like completely from the beginning to like the end, you know, because in the beginning she was all about like getting justice for Kiely, and then in the end she was just like, you know, not really worried about it, I guess, you know.
But well, then again, we're not her. We can't speak for her. We don't know. You know, everyone handles grief different, and that is something that I did notice also. You know, at the beginning, she did ask, you know, for the public's help, and that is exactly what happened. Social media jumped on it and helped, and then towards the end, they pretty much accepted, you know, what is being put out there, and like so, as far as we know, we're not in their home, we're not in their household, we're not in her mind, we don't know what she goes through behind closed doors. So it's like at this point we only know that they've accepted it. And
well, let's look at it from a different point of view though too. Is at the very beginning when her daughter was missing, yeah, she was doing everything she could to find her daughter,
right.
You know, I mean, yeah, granted, she might not have been doing all the things that everybody wanted her to do, but she was doing everything she could to find her daughter. She was asking for people's help. And she was, you know, I mean, that's a mother pleading to help find her child. And then, you know, the thing that I don't think everybody looks at either is that you had thousands upon thousands of people on the internet that decided to jump in. And I guarantee you that was extremely overwhelming for her. I mean, look at what look what we went through in just our little small community. Now imagine that being through all the communities all over YouTube.
Right.
And then towards the end, you know, her daughter came home, the chapter was closed, and she's trying to move on the best that she can, you know, and who are we to judge any of that? You know, you don't, like you said, you don't know what happened behind closed doors. You don't know how much all this affected her. I mean, again, you know, look at the little shit that we went through, and now look at the grand scale of things that she went through, by thousands and thousands and thousands of people that wanted to judge her and criticize her and make fun of her and do all this other stuff. But yet we can't even handle a couple of YouTube creators, you know, saying shit about us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can tell in this audio right here, like she was really wanting to know what happened to her daughter. And there are screenshots out there of, her saying she wanted the Amber Alert. She was questioning why the Amber Alert couldn't be put out. So Lindsay herself may have questions on her own. That's just something that we don't know. We can't judge that. Ranch Ball, some of the best people with the purest intentions are here, and I am so happy that Kylie has brought us together. I am blessed by her and the fact that she did that. Yeah, I can't agree anymore. That's what I said. She's brought a lot of us together. Grief does weird things to people, right, PJ? And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not in her home. She could be falling apart. She's probably has been falling apart since it all happened. We really don't know.
Yeah, like we don't know, anything that goes through her mind and what she's thinking, but I mean, couldn't she see that like there was just something wrong with her daughter's case?
I mean, that's what we
Like,
don't know. That's what we have to just take what is given to us, and that's
yeah,
all we can present because everything else is just speculation and our own opinions. You know what I mean? Like, we can't make sense of it because we're not her.
yeah,
So,
like what we think is not factual. Like
right,
there's nothing to prove it.
right. And she might have more information that we may never have. And that's like, we're not entitled to that information.
Hmm.
As bad as we want the answers and as bad as we want to know exactly what happened, she could have more information that is just never going to be revealed.
Yeah, and I think that's important to remember on any investigation when you see family members going through it, is we don't know the messages that they've got on the back end. Because like I've said before, in investigations, we're not entitled to certain things, even though we want them very badly. I get that.
Right.
But she could have everything that she wanted to hear. She could have had part of it. She might
Mhm.
be trying to get answers on her own in the backside of this that we don't know about. Because to me, just looking at this mother for this case, she came out on a public platform or platforms to get help, but she seems to be a very private person. So we
Yeah.
just don't know what's been going on that backside for her. And I just, I can't even imagine, but,
Right.
yeah, there's just a lot of questions, and I get that.
So Sifa had highlighted Moon Kitten's comment about the like the honor and silence thing. And I will always say, like, those words might just have meaning to her. Like, there's a reason for silence. She might just want silence from the world, like Killshot was saying, like that she's going through a lot. There could be many reasons why she used that phrase. We didn't like it at the time, there and myself included. I was like, no, like, there's honor and truth, and that's something that I stood by for so long because I wanted answers. But now looking back on it, it's like there's probably a very good reason why she used that phrase.
Reasons like how you said earlier that we just may never know and just have to,
Right. We just have to accept. I
accept it.
mean, if the family has accepted it, then, and I know Sway has said this and many others, like, if they've accepted it, then who are we to keep pushing and pushing and pushing for answers? Like, we're not entitled to that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read the rest of hers.
Or anything about where she might be. If you have any ideas or thoughts, please come forward and share them. And
Daisy.
Oops, did we
I
lose
got it.
our creator? You got it?
Well, we lost our sound, so I don't know if this video is still playing or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, can y'all hear the video or no?
No.
No, I can't hear it.
Well, this is just like music playing along with these slides that I'm showing.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we don't hear any music.
Hmm.
But we still love you.
No, I don't know why it's not playing the audio. Let me try
I
to
don't know.
start over.
If it keeps glitching, you might want to just shut it down and do like a part 2 and come back and start the video over. Maybe that gets everything back in sync.
So you said end it and start over?
You can come back and do a
Part
part
2.
2 and just start with the
Wait,
video, since we haven't been able to really see all the
trying.
video.
What's up, Sifa?
I starred a bunch of comments for you.
Okay.
What do you say?
He started a bunch of comments.
Oh,
Yeah, just start. I mean, I'm gonna lose them. But... Okay, let me try this one more time and see if maybe I have to click, making sure that I'm clipping the audio button.
Sifa, do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
Could
can
you
hear
please, Killshot's asking for
Yeah, I
the link.
emailed it to him.
Okay.
Thank you, Sifa. So did y'all hear any of Lindsay's statement? Any of that, or all?
Yeah,
of
we heard that, and it was right after that when it
Okay.
changed pages. It went.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it
when
might
it got
just
to
be
like the
the
article, that's whenever we just kind of like quit hearing it.
right. It might just be the little audio file that I have. It's probably really low. I'll just continue and see if y'all can still hear.
You can hear it now.
So this is the point I wanted to. This is the point I was trying to make earlier. Where so this is Katie Forster. She was for the Sun, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the Sun. But her tweet said it appears police deleted a tweet saying they have requested multiple times, along with CHP, to issue an Amber Alert for Kiely Rodni, but have been denied, as there is no solid proof she was abducted. It's been 3 days and her car has not been located. Family are not happy. And on the right is where I circled the U.S. Sun, where this is Lindsay, or a family friend, told the U.S. Sun, I don't know who is blocking it. Who is blocking it? If they're supposedly doing everything they can, put out an Amber Alert. So that was something that I caught early on. So it's a family friend, not Lindsay, but a close family friend. So they were trying to get the Amber Alert. So this mother was, trying to get the Amber Alert out. And for some reason, the police deleted a tweet about it. So that was, a little suspicious in my opinion.
So they didn't put out an Amber Alert about Kiely?
No, it was never issued.
Wow.
And this was the day that the GoFundMe was set up, was August 7th.
We just received an update from detectives on this, on how the search and rescue is going, and it is really expansive. They're using everything from ground crews, canines, boats, even aircraft. But with all of those resources, they are still lacking any solid leads that have led to the team. On the fourth day of the search for 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, friends, family, and strangers came together to pray for her safe return.
We are working with local, state, and federal agencies.
New information tonight about their search efforts, which now spans 16 different agencies, more than 100 volunteers, and the FBI.
Approximately 50 other agents up here helping run down some of.
Yes, I did. I wanted to pause right there, and there were 16 agencies working on this, and we have to remember that Homeland Security was there. I don't know for how long, because none of us know that for sure. We've heard different things, but there were a lot of agencies involved in looking for Kiely. And as you can see, the whole community was also very, very involved.
Priority informations and leads that have come through.
With all of these resources, we now know more about the last time the teen's phone pinged.
Right now, the last information we have from cellular data is the 6th at 33 minutes after midnight.
Many have asked us why CHP hasn't released an Amber Alert yet for Kiely Rodni. They say there's 4 criteria that have to be met. 3 of the 4 are met right now. The only one is that they need proof of an abduction.
So see, that's what frustrates me just in general about the Amber Alert system is the criteria that you have to meet. Like, in my opinion, the whole Amber Alert system needs to be rebuilt. It needs to be nationwide anytime any child goes missing.
I agree. Any child goes missing, it should just get an Amber Alert, and that's it.
Daisy, we're back to no audio.
Oh, I'm sitting here muted and I'm talking to you. Did you say something, Kristen?
I'm saying that if Angela is talking and you have that as part of your audio, I can't hear her on my end.
Yeah, there's no audio.
Okay. I might have to just fast forward to where maybe this one will work. There's no audio right here, but the next part should.
So we have started to hold teen.
Can y'all hear the audio for that?
Yes, I can hear Sammy.
Yes.
Teen talks, which is where teens are able to come and talk to us as facilitators and just able to be there without the pressure of parents, the pressure of media, the pressure of adults and police, so that they feel more comfortable talking with another teen to come forward and maybe share some information that they were scared to before this. Yeah,
So I will say, like with this, everyone was, jumping on Sammy, attacking Sammy, and I was one of the first people who also thought Sammy had something to do with it, simply because of the fact that she said she was the last to see her. But that doesn't necessarily. We know, that that's not necessarily true, because if she left her at a party, there had to be other people who maybe saw Kylie or something go down. You know what I mean? So I've kind of evolved in that way where, I mean, I can't point the finger at Sammy. I can't point the finger at anyone, because I'm only able to go off of what they're telling us and what they're saying. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Like, did that start off one way for you guys and then it evolved into something different as the case went on?
I was also one of the people who also thought Sammy had something to do with Kylie's disappearance, because her story, some of the details in her story were a little off, I guess, didn't really match up. And like you said, she said she was one of the last people to be with Kiely, and
yeah. And usually the people who are the last to see them, last to know, they are like, not always, but they should be a person of interest. And but like again, we weren't there. We don't know if law enforcement they could have questioned every single one of these people that have made statements that were around her. We
Well,
just don't have the
technically,
information.
anybody is allegedly, we'll go back to, because Larissa said we must say everybody possibly that was there, that came in and out of there, or they stayed the whole time, they
Right.
are allegedly somebody that could be a person of interest, or at
Right.
least talk to, or, getting some statements from them, because you never know what they saw, or maybe they just overlooked because they were nearby, or what might have happened in that location. So typically on any investigation, anybody is giving statements. You can look at Idaho 4. Every single person that came in and out of that house
Oh
was
yeah.
supposed to give a statement. So does that mean that they're suspect number 1 through 10? Not
Right.
necessarily. They just give a
No.
statement. So they
Yeah.
don't elevate that for a while until there's cause. So
Yeah, and a lot of the kids, no, I don't know the number. None of us know the number of kids that were there, or adults, teenagers. But some of them might not have seen anything at all. Like if it is a party and everyone's kind of doing their own thing, they might not have seen anything. But they've already given their statements to law enforcement. And again, that's something that we don't know because we don't we're not privy to that information. Like you said, unless it was pertinent to the investigation and okay, this is connecting and this is what it is. They didn't put it out there. All we can do is speculate. We can't really accuse anyone just because they were there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, like you said, it was a party. It was
Hmm.
a lasting for seniors. So you can't really, I guess, believe what a lot of the kids might say happened at the party, because it was a party. There was alcohol, there was
Hmm.
drugs, there was no telling what else that was there. So they might have remembered little bits and pieces, and they could have mixed up those little bits and pieces, thinking that they saw this when it was actually something different.
Yeah. And I'm sure, like Kristen said, they've already gotten the statements from the people they needed to. They've already interrogated who they needed to. And they still have come to the conclusion that we have now. You know what I mean? Like nothing has come forward about any of these people that a lot of people were speculating about, and still to this day are pointing the finger whenever actually, none of that could be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
We're trying to move to get closer to the areas where the other teenagers that were at the party have been for these teen talks, and the one that we just had in Tahoe City was by far like the biggest showing of kids that we've had. We probably had somewhere between like 50 and 70 kids show up, and they all, like everybody helped us. All the information that we got was good, and helped us move further. Yeah, we've really made progress with the information that we've gotten. Yeah, so we're planning on having as many of these as it takes to get in contact with anybody who may have been at the party. Whether that means we have to travel to Reno, to Incline, to South Tahoe, wherever we can to talk to kids. We're offering rides now. So for kids who may not be able to get out, we're asking parents to allow their kids to attend these meetings, as it is crucial to this. And we will do anything. We offer food, we offer snacks. Every interviewer is comfortable and a safe person to go to.
so yeah, I think it's safe to say that they did these teen to teen talks. There was lots of information that was collected, and again, none of it was released as anything pertaining directly to what happened to Kylie. So you know, we can't really judge that. We can't make up our own ideas of what happened. Okay, so yeah, the next scene is something I still think about to this day. Why wasn't this taken seriously, or was it? We assume it wasn't because of Placer's response to it when it blew up all over the internet, and based off of data that others and I have collected, it seems this call should have been taken seriously. This is just my opinion. And again, this is, like I said, I started on this video months ago, and this is when I was still diving into the case, but I have, since moved on because I don't have anything solid to go off of. But this call was still something that really, I don't know. It could be something, could be nothing, but we'll never know.
Then what's this phone call?
It's gonna play.
Okay.
Hopefully the audio works. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
Responsible 2610 Arrow Creek Parkway at the park in front of the gated house for security for 1037 subject acting erratically. They are related to a missing subject out of Placer County. Missing subject first is Kiely, and the vehicle is a match. It's a light blue minivan, very safe.
So that was something that did throw me off, was that the fact that it was a light blue minivan. And a lot of speculation went wild with this call. So that's why I said it could be nothing, could be something. But the fact that they said, the missing, they had the name wrong or the pronunciation wrong. But it just always makes me wonder, was it something? That's something we'll never know.
So the Kit Kat Twitter comment that you had at the top, is that like something that's true? Like that's a fact that like that's what was heard?
So that's what a lot of people at this time, when this happened, like the day it happened, it spread like wildfire. And then Lake Tom Casey, who is credited in this video, he was actually able to get the archive of the actual call, because during the event they were saying that it was untrue and that it was like a made up call. But like Tom Casey eventually, months later, was able to find it in the archives. So again, it could just be like this person saying stolen plates, and just doing some sleuthing that I've done before. It just seemed like it could be something at the time. But looking back, and like I can't say this enough. Like I don't have proof of anything. I can't prove anything. I only know what I've come across, but can I do anything with that information? No, not really. We can just speculate about it.
Yeah.
And the vehicle is a match. It's a light blue minivan, very plate 242 David Mexican, 2610 Arrow Creek Parkway.
So this was their response to it. Untrue, sorry. But the call did happen, so it kind of frustrated me at the time.
Sorry. Tracy's here, by the way.
Oh, hi, Tracy.
Hi, everybody.
How are
And
you?
Killshot is back.
I'm good, thank you.
Oh. I was just going to tell him where he was. He's trying to charge his phone.
Uh-oh. Blind, are you still here? Blind might have fallen asleep on
He probably fell asleep. He did that to us the other day, remember?
Yep.
He's catching up on his sleep?
I don't know. What's up, Killshot?
Not much. Just had to put Messenger on my computer so that I could come up here and everybody stop yelling at me.
Oh. Thank you for being here, Killshot.
Finally.
Okay, am I missing anything in chat? Because let me go back. I know there's a lot. So Tracy, yeah, you still wonder about the call also?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I in my heart, I feel like it has something to do with the case. And then it conflicts with the date they claim she went into the water as well.
So this was on the 11th that the call was made. That the call came out was August 11th. Hi Teresa Clinkert. I didn't see you come in, but welcome. But yeah, Tracy, I just wonder, like, if I don't know, if they followed up on it and it wasn't Kiely, then it just makes you wonder. Then who was it? What was going on? Because they said missing person, but then they claimed it was untrue. So it's just very controversial. but without
Yes.
any kind of proof, like what can we do but talk
Yes.
about it?
And that's one of my points, that some of us believe that law enforcement wasn't forthcoming, and so it leaves us to speculate.
Hmm.
Like, we don't know if it was checked in. And I get it that not everything is public knowledge, or should be, but I feel like if law enforcement was more forthcoming and not so, some of their things were conflicting or didn't quite fit,
Right.
we wouldn't be sitting here today speculating a year later.
Right. And I see that PJ is saying in chat that
BJ's just causing problems.
she said, not sure if Daisy can see my comment because I
Troublemaker.
covered that case. I think it was the couple. Are you talking about the couple that went missing, PJ? Because they did go missing around the same time. So I mean that would make sense because I have to look back at I don't have all of everything I used to have, but I can't recall the vehicle that they were in. But that might be more along the lines. But they were also found quite a ways from here. So I don't know, PJ. Just send me what you're talking about. But yeah, this call definitely could have been in relation to someone else. Who's making all the noises with the mic?
Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, is that you? Oops. Are you good now?
Yeah,
was
I got
wondering
a
the
new
same
mic.
thing. I was like, who's making
You
a whole
got
bunch of
a
noise?
new mic?
I got a new mic.
His other one wasn't working, remember? So he's going to send it back to me, and I'm going to work
Oh,
on it.
gotcha.
But I'm just
Yeah.
laughing. Larissa says this is the biggest panel she's ever seen. Girl, you've seen bigger panels.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Yeah.
There's been some on other creators, but that's all right. It's good that we're all coming here for the same cause.
All right, let's see.
Everybody is looking for her. So this one says a $10,000 reward. I'll show it to you a little bit more clear.
Her friend, Sammy Smith, is the last person to talk to her at a senior farewell party at Prosser Reservoir Campground.
We were both at the party together. We were going around together. We were like a little pair. Everybody kind of saw us together. We would split off for moments.
Photos show Rodni in a graduation dress. She had recently graduated early from Forest Charter School.
Point you in that direction.
I'm gonna skip through right here.
Just hours before she went to that party.
So this was the press conference where they first announced the first hoodie that she was allegedly in possession of. I just always found it weird with all the little things like the hoodies and the jewelry and the keychain, like little things that they were focused on, and these are things that were mentioned. Sammy is the one who mentioned the keychain and the phone and all those things in her interview with All American Dream Chaser. So all those little things just like, I don't know, it all just became too much. Everyone started looking deep into every little thing that they released. So I'm not gonna play the whole press conference again. And yeah, you can watch the full interview on his channel. Okay, so this is when they were focused on the jewelry. I know the volume is really low. It was low on the YouTube site, but I just want to point out that like they were looking for this gold chain, specifically the gold chain, and she has other necklaces on, and we know that when she was found, the gold chain was not listed in the autopsy. So I've always wondered, just myself, why was the focus so much on this gold chain? Did they find the chain, or you know what I mean? Like why so much focus on her jewelry?
I mean, some of that could be maybe that gold chain it wasn't like a standard gold chain. It was very unique. So maybe if they found it, then they would have some sort of clue from where they found it or who they found it from that could lead them to some other answers. Just that could be it.
Yeah, because in one statement, she was like, if anyone knows anything, this could turn the investigation into a whole new direction. And that's just something I haven't forgotten. Like, you know what I mean? Why would the information on the gold chain make it go into a new direction? So it always made me wonder, is like, did they find the chain or what? And was just trying to get, someone to come forward with information about it. So I'm just reading MJ's comment. Hot August Nights draws up to 800,000 people in the 5 days it takes place. That's a lot of people. That's a huge event.
Yeah, it gets a lot for like a. I mean, it's a big area, but it's a small area at the same time. So they get a lot of traffic in and out of there through that whole event. It's a pretty big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it. Let's see. Okay, so, and then when they couldn't get the Amber Alert, they did do the code red. Is that like just a California thing, Kristen? Do you know, or
to do a code red?
Yeah, because I've never heard our state. I've never gotten one. I guess should say. I just know we've always gotten like the Amber Alerts and stuff. We've never gotten code red.
I've heard
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
not
Mountain
sure.
Dew.
That could be a California thing because like here in Florida, I mean, I don't remember the code red when I used to live there, but like here in Florida, we have blues and silvers and
Yeah,
a bunch of other colors that go to specific
The rainbow.
ages or the rainbow,
you say the rainbow.
specific ages or like if they've developmental disabilities or dementia or whatever, so
Yeah, for the silver alert is not only just for like the elderly and stuff. It's also for I know that we've used them before for kids who were missing or like teens that were missing and that they didn't have their like a life-saving medication on them
right.
or mental issues that could put them in extreme danger. Would you say,
I mean,
Blonde? Was
it
that
could be
Blonde?
something though for California where they've assigned that color.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I just don't remember it. I just remember just standard Amber Alerts coming through, but they could have their own color system over there now. So
Yeah, Larissa says yes. There's codes. So yeah, maybe
okay,
so.
well, she
Hey,
would
Doxy.
know that. So
Blind, are you awake now?
I know. I thought I heard him talking.
Or did Sifa jump up on panel a second?
maybe he's talking in his sleep.
Gotta take a little cat nap.
He probably is talking in his sleep again.
I really think he fell asleep. Should we just Blind? Are you here? No, he's not even. Okay, he's not even listed on it anymore. Yeah, so this was the day that the dog site was found, and I just remember that being so disturbing. Like for them to like they called the family and let them know, and then it ended up being a dog thing. I can't imagine the emotions and everything that was going on in their mind when they were called about it. Let's see what else I have. Okay, so then I have like the celebration of life. I brought up Nate C, but at this time we know that I had nothing to do with Kiely. And then they mentioned the Odd Future hoodie that we're all familiar with. So apparently they had video of her in it. They have not yet released any of that video footage that they claim to have said they have, but I thought that I could see this hoodie in the car when AWP found the vehicle, but that could just be my eyes playing tricks on me. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
So I actually have a question. So about the picture that was going viral about her in the black bodysuit with
Yeah, the green Dickies pants and the belt.
yeah. Okay, so I think it was you who told me, or did I see it somewhere? I'm not too sure, but someone thought that it wasn't Kylie in that picture, that it was actually Sammy. So
Yeah,
was it Kylie or was it Sammy?
we really, I mean, we really don't know. There's people that think it is her. There's some of us that think it's not her, or it could be a different date. I don't know. The length of the hair looked different to me. The way the outfit fit her
It
looked
didn't
a
look
little
like
different.
Kylie.
It didn't.
No.
That's what I'm saying. And then when a certain person posted a picture of Kylie in the exact same outfit, it fit her differently than the last surveillance photo. So that's
Yeah.
what made me go, hmm. Yeah. I think I have that in here somewhere. Oh, this was just another one of the screenshots that I took that I thought was interesting only because Placer County actually like engaged with this person. So I know a lot of you, well, for most people that followed it from the beginning, there was talk of like this black BMW and it was like mysterious. And then when this person said that, Placer County specifically was just like, where did you hear that? I thought that was interesting. Like I thought it had something to do with a person that owned a black BMW, but I'm not sure why they were so invested in it.
I think it's just that it could have been anything that could have been a lead towards something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I take that comment is,
Yeah.
oh, there might be this black BMW involved. Oh, where did we hear this information and can we follow up with it? Can we get more
Right.
information? So that's what I kind of take it as, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody else might take it differently.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
because
think it might be a pretty important comment if Placer County is commenting on it also.
yeah, but like Kristen said, it could be like, tips, people saying things, and like you said, what if they were looking into a black BMW and then this person commented about it? So yeah, they were interested because maybe it's a tip that could lead to something.
Yeah.
But as of today, nothing has come out about a black BMW, so it obviously led to a dead end. So this was AWP's post about them coming out to search for Kylie. Um, Many of you have reached out making us aware of the missing teen in California, Kiely Rodni, and if AWP can join the search. AWP left Oregon on August 1st with all its gear heading to the Midwest with no plans to return until the end of the month. However, with 10 days passing and no answers for Kylie's family, we are going to cancel all of our other cases after we wrap previous commitments in Wisconsin and will drive straight through to California to aid in the search for Kylie. Our goal will be to arrive late Friday evening, and then they have their info and tips, and we hope that Kylie's family will receive answers to her disappearance prior to our arrival, but if not, we will do all we can to help bring the disappearance of Kylie to a close. So that was that part. This didn't have any audio. It's just a clip.
For a couple of hours to obviously make sure everything's working good on the vehicle, charging system wise. At that point in time, then I left, and then a week later is when I saw at a coffee shop that she was gone. You saw this on a flyer or something? Yeah, but then everything spiraled out of control, and I got in contact with the detective and tried to do everything I could, and yeah, and then I saw you guys. Now we know we probably have a tie to Boca, which was already on my concealed.
And so I just wanted to point out that like none of that interview with the tow truck guy has ever been, debunked one way or the other. So that was something else that bothered me. But
Thank
again,
you, Melissa.
yeah, I was just checking my chat. Thank you, Melissa, for the super chat or super sticker. This is Tony super sticker. Thank you, Melissa.
I thought it was pretty interesting too with the interview that they had with the tow truck guy and the information that he gave. But they didn't really do anything with the information that they gave him.
Yeah, and like I said, to this day, they haven't debunked or proven whose vehicle he serviced, who was, any of the footage that they claim to have had. We have not seen that. So again, that's another place where we just have to accept what they put out, and unless something else comes forward with it, then we can speak on it. But where we stand now, we don't have any information on that whole call.
Yeah.
Katie Bug, I was going through the news comments today on last year's videos. So many people were asking AWP to come help, saying they were tagging them. Yeah, and I did have videos up before of different interviews with AWP, and I believe it's Doug who does confirm that they were asked by law enforcement, the community, and several people reached out on social media. They would not disclose which agency they were working with. So that is something that they have kept quiet, that they haven't released to this day. MJ, do I think Nate C fits in somewhere? No, I don't. I did at one point, just because, like I said, we were all reaching for something, anything. I found it very odd that in the middle of every day, and it seemed like almost every hour, they were dropping updates. They were like, we interrupt our regularly scheduled Kiely Rodni update and it was, we're in August and they're dropping this information on Nate C that something happened back in June and his charges were with the fentanyl charges and all that stuff. So it just seemed kind of odd, maybe the timing, but his arrest and all of that was odd to me at the time. But looking back now, I don't think he had anything to do with it. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I really don't. Hey, one of the real ones. Thank you for being here. So I can't highlight comments, guys, for those coming in. The StreamYard side is tripping, but I am reading your comments on the YouTube side. Hold on. I just saw a comment. Okay, so Melissa I feel like if the tow truck story is true, there should have been a recording of it. We saw the trucks have cameras. Yes. That's what I'm saying. That whatever footage there is out there, we're not going to get it. We haven't gotten it yet. Maybe it'll come out someday. Who knows? I would love to have answers on that, because I would think if it was not anything to do with Kiely, then whoever that couple was would have come forward and been, made a statement, or police would have at least said, hey, we've gotten to the bottom of this and this is what it is. But we have yet to have that information.
Doug Bishop and his team is ready to join the search for missing trucking teenager Kiely Rodni.
We all have one goal. We all just want to find Kiely. I am just located in the corner of this cove here, a target that I cannot identify. We're also talking about a vehicle that is not going to come off the way a vehicle would if it had been under here for 10 years. Based on the height, it's not anything. However, I just want to make sure. The reason that this is suspicious, because you could dump a car down that hill back here in this corner, in this little cove, and no one will see it. And the team comes.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is when they were at Boca. This is like day one of their search. So I believe they were at Boca at this point. Sorry, I'm reading the comments that I keep missing. Doxy. Also went under the APS. I didn't know that. It's interesting. Larissa, maybe we aren't getting the footage because they're still investigating. Maybe there's more to the story. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. We might know more about it later, but as of today, we don't know what became of that footage. Do any of you guys want to chime in on anything so far?
Hey, Judy's in the back.
There you
No,
go.
I don't have much to comment, but I only got about 5 or 6 more minutes up here because I got to get ready.
Okay, what time is your live? At
11.
Yeah, 10 my time. Okay, I'm about to wrap it up.
Jesus, we're hot tonight on lives, aren't we?
Yep.
It's exciting.
I know. We just got a whole bunch of lives tonight, huh?
Oh, I'm tingling all over with all this excitement.
I know.
We've been bored all week.
All right.
Daisy, I'd like to say something.
Yes, go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, this you were asking if people had things they wanted to say about the case, and that's why I asked to come up. But I came across this case because I was an avid AWP viewer. I loved watching their shows, and that's how I was introduced to the Kiely case. And plus, I'm from California, so I had seen it in the news. And so from there, I started watching everything I could find on Kiely, including tarot readers and psychics. I watched it all because I
Right.
really, I had a big heart for this beautiful girl, and I wanted to see, have her found and find justice. And so that's how I came across Kiely. And
Oh.
like it was a year, almost to date. And it's been a journey with all of us. And I just wanted to say, through this tragedy, I found all of you and here on panel and also in chat. And so through Kiely's death and her case, I've found some goodness out of it. And I still hope
Definitely.
that Kiely, we get the full details and everything, we get answers to everything on Kiely. But at the same time, I'm so thankful to be here where I am today. I didn't even know they had live chats when I came to YouTube. So this has really been a journey for me. And I just wanted to say that. But I'm thankful for all of you.
Aw,
And you got to meet me, so how lucky is that?
Exactly, Judy. Judy the Wise.
Hey, that's a secret. That you don't. Hey, you're doxing me.
But yeah, Tracy, so your story's kind of like kill shots with like live chats and such. You didn't even know that was even happening on YouTube until Kylie's case.
Yeah, I was watching like craft videos and
Yeah.
things like that, and so I was introduced to this. And also I was kind of a shut-in at the house, and so this gave me a way to communicate, and I felt like I was still out in the real world.
Yeah.
But that's enough about me. I just wanted to share how I came across the Kiely case.
Yes, I'm glad you shared. Thank you for sharing it.
Thank you for sharing.
Are you going to say something, Judy?
Yeah. Everybody wants to talk about old cases. I go back to Steve Avery, okay?
I don't even know that case, Judy. You're going to have to fill me in.
Yeah, me too, because I don't know anything about that case.
It would bug you.
Well, yeah,
Actually, they had a special on it on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there, but they did have a special on it. It was a couple of parts.
Might just have to watch the special on Discord one night.
Yeah.
Not good, yeah, I just yeah. I have so much to say and don't know where to begin.
I know. And maybe we can have a part 2 another night or later tonight or something.
I think Katie Bug knows that case.
All right, I'm going to finish playing this video so we can get to Kill Shots Live here in a bit.
Maliciously doing something horrible to her. I mean, you could just imagine the way that would happen in your last moments, knowing that someone is taking your life versus I'm in an accident and it's quick and it's just different. It's a lot different, and I hope that if that's how this has ended, it's an accident versus at the hand of somebody else. When you miss a loved one or a friend or a community member and you don't know, it's a nightmare. And I don't want to find her. I want to be able to clear all this water and be able to tell the family, she's not here. She's not here. So maybe
maybe one of you, I know somebody out there has answers. If you or somebody you know thinks you might know something that happened that day or that night, you need to come forward. You need to step up, call the authorities, talk to somebody, and get the information out there. There's a 16-year-old daughter missing. A mother is missing her 16-year-old daughter. We need to find her and bring answers to this family.
And keep in mind, they did that on day one, so they were right outside of Boca. So they were still trying and hoping to get someone to come forward to speak because they really just, did not want to find her. They wanted her to be okay and found safe.
I know, because you can see whenever Doug finds her car in the water that his face is just so heartbroken
Oh,
because
Nate, yeah,
now that they found her car with her in
right.
it, he knew that it was
Hmm.
over. There was no way that she was going to be alive now.
Right. Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna hop down. Don't rush your live. Go however long you want. I'm just gonna be over there talking shit, so I'm not gonna be doing anything productive.
I might be interested in what you're talking about.
I know. I'm just saying, don't rush that. This is a little more
Hey,
important thing going
Yeah,
on.
I'm
don't
gonna finish
start
the
without
video.
us. How do you
Yeah.
like that?
No, you
We'll
can
see you over
start.
there in a bit.
So
Yeah.
I'll be over there. We'll see you guys
Okay.
when you get there.
Thank you for jumping up here.
Yep.
Bye,
Not a
kill
problem.
shot.
Later, guys. Love
Bye,
y'all.
Killshot.
Bye bye.
Day 2 in our search for Kiely Rodni. We're beginning right here at Ground Zero, Prosser Family Recreation Site, where Kiely, 16-year-old Kiely, disappeared from, according to law enforcement, this was her last known location. Yesterday, we based our search off of a tip that we deemed credible. We took that, we dissected it, and determined that we should start in a different area. Those areas were within our 10-mile radius.
So I now believe that, and this is just my opinion and getting, based off of what he said, so normally, and Tracy, you probably know this, but they always usually start where the last known location was or last phone ping. And in this case, he said they started somewhere else because of a tip. So I'm thinking the tip was the tow truck guy, like being that he mentioned Boca because the way Doug said, we now have a connection to Boca. So I believe, and this could be totally wrong, but I believe that that's what the tip was, and that's why they didn't just initially start at Prosser. They started, they cleared all the other lakes around, like they're showing here in their radius, and then they eventually went back to Ground
Or
Zero.
was
Yeah.
We were able to rule them out, and that's what brings us back to square one here at Prosser Family Campground.
Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, a lot of questions, as you did mention there, and a big one is this dive team was able to find her. They went out there this weekend, found her pretty quickly, while investigators searched that area and haven't found her. Have they responded to say, I guess, why that is?
And that actually brings up another talking point is like, they had that was actually a really good question. Why, after all the searches that they had done with dive teams, with helicopters, with LIDAR, like so many different resources, and they weren't able to locate her car? I mean, it's either just incompetence with law enforcement. There's a lot of people who think that it was a cover up. Those are just theories that have gone around. But it's like it does make you question, why were they able to go in and find her in such little time after almost 2 weeks of everyone else searching?
Exactly, because didn't like you said, they had a dive team that went in and looked in that whole lake that
Hmm.
literally AWP did. That was no different from probably what the dive team did, and the dive team couldn't find her car, but AWP goes and looks and they find it within 5 to 10 minutes. That's
Well, yeah, it was like 30, 35 minutes, something like that. But still, compared to law enforcement search of almost 2 weeks, it just makes you wonder. It's still a question I still have.
so do I.
Let me see what's in chat because I'm having to go on the YouTube side.
I know I've been having to go on the YouTube side to catch up on the chats.
So Mike, you're gonna have to mute whenever you're not talking because your brother's loud.
Oh,
Um, MJ says the case was drugs and alcohol, and they let us all know no one would be in trouble. Case closed. Sad. Hopefully, everyone. I need to go. Okay. Well, I hope you have a good one, MJ. And yeah, I know we all still have questions surrounding this case. Let's see. Hey, Michael McAllister, how are you? It definitely has been a crazy year. And I know, Tracy, how did they miss it? I don't
I like
understand.
Jim's comment.
The minutes, extra officers, extra time, overtime, money talks. That one.
Yeah. I totally agree with that one because I mean, it's true. I mean, extra officers, it's extra time, it's overtime, and money does talk.
Yeah, but again, it's like it's just so hard to. It's a way to make it make sense in our minds, but it's like it's something that we might not ever know, and I think that's just the most frustrating and heartbreaking part.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Questions out. Time is 10:41. We are now on Prosser Creek Reservoir. This is, according to law enforcement, Kylie's last known location. So we're looking for a silver vehicle. Her Honda CRV is silver in color. Helicopters have stated that they can see the bottom of this reservoir. We've had multiple different extreme levels of sonar utilized by different sonar teams in this reservoir. I'm confident in what they've done. However, not to sound cocky, but if we haven't searched it, it hasn't been searched. That's our motto so that we stay efficient and protect the integrity of everything we do as we're working for families and law enforcement.
And I will say that is their motto. Tracy, are you still here?
Yes.
Yeah, that is something that they've said long before this case.
Yes.
And so that's how I knew that like eventually they would go to Prosser because I just remember, watching it unfold real time and they were, they didn't get to Boca until day 2. And so it was like, oh man, when they get there, if she's there, like we all had these things like if they find her after they've searched all this time, like I think that's what brought out a lot more frustration was the fact that they did find her in the same place that law enforcement had searched extensively.
I think it was frustrating because AWP found them in the same spot, like how you said, like how
Mhm.
the dive team went and looked in the same place and they couldn't see her car, but AWP went in and within 30 minutes found her car.
Yeah.
But I think that everyone was also relieved that she was just found.
Right.
She might not have been found the way that we wanted her to be found, but
Right.
I think everyone was just relieved and happy that she was at least found and could be put to rest.
Yeah, and this was like a very emotional time for me because I was so deep in it. At this point, I wasn't on YouTube yet. When this came out, like when this happened and this video was released, this whole video had me like so emotional the whole time.
So I'm theorizing that the bottom of this reservoir is a similar color to silver. Could it have not been seen? Absolutely. Could the car be in here? According to law enforcement, like I said, we are at her last known location. They said her cell phone stopped pinging right here at 12:33 a.m. on August 6th. Today we're going to be putting myself and Nick 2 boats in. For one, it's going to be great training for Nick. As you guys know, we're training Nick to be a team lead for our second team. So not only is 2 boats better than 1, but we're also utilizing my ability to put Nick out in front of me so I can see what he's seeing, see what he misses, see if he catches anything, and so forth. Great training opportunity.
And I will say that we all know by now, and for those who don't know, that AWP is no longer, well, Doug and Nick and several of the other guys are no longer part of AWP. And Doug is doing amazing things with his, I think it's a nonprofit. Kristen, you might remember. But
Yes, it's a nonprofit.
yeah, and then Nick is doing his own thing also. Like both of them have gone on to different journeys, and I commend all of them for getting away from what they've had to get away from, and then pushing forward and doing their own thing.
In speaking with the Placer County Sheriff's Department, they did advise me that it got down to about 55 feet deep, and right now we are at 45 feet, reading on live scope. Real consistent 45 feet in. This just got sent to me. I cannot name who did, but it says the Truckee Facebook missing persons groups are on fire with speculation about what happened to Kiely. Thing is that some of it may not be speculation. It may be real clues as to what happened. The party, 200 plus. Fact is there was a lot of drinking and drugging. Reported fights, some disturbing behavior between Kiely and a girl named minutes before the party suddenly breaking up. And then cars started flying out of the parking lot. Something bad happened and all the kids' parents told them not to get involved. You may want to keep in mind that there's a possibility of what happened to Kiely could be more sinister, and there was a panic. I knew. I feel the same way.
And I will say, I don't think it was a text that came through. Like a lot of people were saying someone texted him. Maybe that was true, or maybe it was just like an instant message. I don't know. But the fact that he says that it was on the Facebook groups and it was wild with speculation, a lot of people did run with, that there was an altercation between Kiely and someone else who they didn't name, but it was based on hearsay, in my opinion, because it was coming from a social media post. So to me, that wasn't like something that at first I was like, oh, so there was a fight, but again, he was basing this off of hearsay.
While you have it paused, I
Yeah, I
think
have
I'm
it
gonna
paused.
jump down from panel.
Okay.
My stomach is like really hurting me right now, so
All
I'm
right.
gonna jump down from panel. But I enjoyed being up here, and I appreciate you letting me up here to
Thank
talk
you for
about Kiely.
joining.
You're welcome. And I will see everyone in Q Shots Live later.
All righty, we'll see you there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
A kid goes missing after attending a party of 200 to 300 people. There's always, most likely, something that happened at that party. Someone knows something. Someone possibly did something. It's an accurate and fair assessment to make. Not only one person knows, but multiple people know. This boat ramp over here is in our target area as well. This entire reservoir, but we have another boat ramp right here. You can see the cars, how they pull down right to the water all the way over here. So if something bad happens, you could put a car in here anywhere.
Does this lake get pretty dry at the end of the summer?
This is probably been the driest it's been in a long time.
Really? Okay. There's some weird. Let me see a camera.
So that was actually, confirmation from a local that the lake did drop in feet. Like, they were saying that the water was higher when law enforcement was searching. So that was a local pretty much confirming that like this is the driest it's been all year. So the water levels did drop.
Daisy,
Mm-hmm.
read back chat
Okay.
in case you have it.
Okay. No problem. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up on comments. I hate not being able to highlight comments. It bothers me so much. Um, so Sifa was saying actually the Alameda dive team had orders to look for her phone up to I believe 25 feet out, and she was 55 feet out. Yes, that is true, and they did confirm that. Let's see.
I'm going to
Yes,
be
Tracy.
listening in, Daisy. I just need to go
Okay.
take the dog out, and I'll see you over in Killshots in
Okay.
a little bit.
All
But I'll be
righty.
listening to both at the same time. All right.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
for joining.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think I'm caught up. Yeah, I agree, Tracy. Like I said, we don't have any new answers, but it does feel good to be able, to talk about or reflect on the year. And it's still like really bittersweet, especially watching this footage. Um, it just brings it all back, really. And it's
It
hard because we do have a heart for her. We don't know her. We never knew who Kylie was, but we are invested in her case, so our hearts, can't let go.
that's that's right, Daisy. We didn't know her, but in some ways we feel like we do. And
Hmm.
she could have been any one of our daughters, our nieces, our cousins, our
Yeah.
friends' kids. It just hit so close to home for many of us.
Yes, it did. Jim says had orders to look for a phone. Why not her car? Yeah, that was something too that I think it was one of the press conferences, and Sam Brown does say that they were like looking for a phone. They weren't looking for anything large. They were just looking like for smaller objects, and that was also weird to me because I mean you're looking for an entire vehicle. That's not something small. MJ says, I'm so thankful they found her. I truly am, but not cool what they did for a 2 week active missing persons case. Yeah, I think if anything, like the way they handled it, the shadiness, the not being transparent with a lot of things, those things didn't sit right with a lot of us.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah, like the hoodies and the keychains and the jewelry, and it's just uh, the missing, like not issuing the Amber Alert, like so many things that we're not investigators, we're not law enforcement, we don't have badges, but we can see these things because a lot of us have followed other true crime cases, other missing persons cases, and to me there was just so many red flags in this case.
Yes. So many red flags. Uh,
Like,
we had the other young girl, Jalissa Fuentes, here in California that went missing at the same time, and it
yeah,
was handled very differently. They showed video footage, they kept the public informed. Um, for the most part, we, as citizens, were buying what the, law enforcement was saying. So it was very different.
yes, very different. And then when we did have Sammy's interview, that also raised a lot more red flags just because how Lee was saying earlier in her statements and the way she said things in that interview were kind of, you know, conflicting statements. So a lot of that was red flags for me. And that's really why I chose to deep dive this case. Like, this is the very first case that I've seriously deep dove into because of so many red flags. I was just like, make this make sense. Like, I need to know what's going on because this is not normal. You know what I mean? Like, there was just so much
Yeah, so much coming out. And
all
if
the time.
yeah,
Yeah,
and if you believed this, then this came out and it didn't make sense with what they previously said, and it just went on and on.
right. And that's what I was saying. Like, we would come up with a theory based on whatever information they were putting out. But then it was like something new would come out and it was like, okay, so this theory no longer makes any sense. And to this day, I mean, I don't have a solid theory that I can go on other than the fact that, I know that it was most likely her found in the vehicle. Um, she is no longer with us, and that's just my opinion. That's where my thoughts are now to this day, a year later. But
Mhm.
the circumstances leading to that, I don't know. I don't have the answers for that.
Exactly.
Hey, JR Nana.
And a couple times there's something creating a big shadow right there. So we're gonna go throw it off this point. How if they scanned it, how would they miss that? So I'm
See, that's huge words. If they scanned it, how could they have missed that? And that's exactly the same words that either grandpa or dad said. And that's also in here. I heard someone come in. Judy, welcome back. Oh, Judy, there's two of you. I don't know which one to kick. I'll just leave them both up here.
assuming it's nothing because they did have dive teams, but I don't want to be the guy that just says, "Oh, it's nothing" because it doesn't look like a car.
Hey Doug, Devin over here. We may have something. It's hard to tell. My script doesn't work, so it's hard to verify, but we're definitely getting a solid cache shadow. Where are you at? Next to, I sent the coordinates to Carson before. Is this the eastern part of the shore? We're by the other boat ramp. Not the one that you guys went towards, but the one at the top, like.
So we're going to head over here to the other side of the reservoir where there are lots of drive lanes down to the water's edge where people have cookouts, get-togethers, parties,
Sorry, I want to
lots
zoom in
of
right here.
drive lanes down.
I mean, when you look at this picture, like the marking of where they put, like her car looks extremely close to the shore. And I get like this is an aerial, Google Earth image, but even when we saw the car being removed, it just seems so close. Like, how could they have missed it? Let me see what the chat is saying. Melissa says, I think they looked for the phone because search boats were scanning water and apparently didn't find anything. So orders to look close to where the phone pinged was why they searched for the phone. Yeah, and it could be something as simple as that. Like during the case, I was like, what's so crucial on her phone that they want to find her phone so bad? But again, it could just be something as simple as they were looking for her phone because that's where it last pinged at. Suspicion is heightened after all the other cases happened locally. Seem to some to be questionable why so many teen deaths in the same area. Yeah, I mean, as it went on after she was found, yeah, there's a lot of different people that went missing that we've all also covered, such as Trinity Backus and Dante De La Torre, and like Tracy said, Jalissa's case, and then we had the Reno couple that was missing at the same time. So there was a lot going on all at one time in this area. So there's the right Judy. Judy, there's like three of you now.
I think one Judy's enough.
Okay, Judy,
Poor
are you
Judy.
here?
Oh, I'm just, so popular. I gotta.
You had three of you up here for a moment.
I keep getting dropped off, and I don't want you guys to think I just abandoned you without saying anything. So I keep coming
Oh,
back.
we wouldn't think that. I would understand, but I'm glad you're back.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I am. I'm thankful that you're here.
Oh.
To the water's edge where people have cookouts, get-togethers, parties, family gatherings. This is a prime location where Kylie's vehicle could have made it into the reservoir. Is that what you just saw?
Yeah. So it's just a big shadow there. You see that?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense though. It's only 10 feet of water. We definitely have something man-made. Big.
It's probably nothing, but it is a big shadow.
It's something.
Isn't that weird? I mean, it's just big.
It's definitely something directly under us right now. What is that, Carson? Is that a boat? Or is that an SUV?
tip of a motor vehicle. Here it is. See that? There's a wheel. See the wheel? Is it a wheel? Is it a boat? It's like a wheel, man. Look at that. Look at that. That's a wheel. That's a wheel. Yeah, a wheel. Oh, whatever it is. We got a car. We got a car. So
See how close to the shore that they are, though? Like, it just seems so unbelievable to me that they wouldn't have found it that close. I don't know. I have a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
trying to pull myself directly over it. It's not giving a good reading, but there's a wheel. You see it? We need to go this it up. We need to figure out how to get our RV over here. What's our situation? 18 different agencies. Over 19,000 man hours have been put into this. Not a zero vehicle was found in this reservoir. That is giving me a really weird reading. It looks just like a car. It looks just like an SUV. And it looks like it's giving me...
And I don't understand like sonar and all that, but I know that whenever I showed my husband and my cousin who uses these things to fish, they could see the vehicle. Like they pointed it out and everything, and I was like, I don't understand, but they were able to see it clearly.
misreadings the way a newer car would. So amazing scan. Great job, man. Great job scanning there. We need to do this as quietly as possible. No one at camp can know what we're doing. Everybody's phones need to be turned off. If you have a phone, you need to turn your phone off right now. The last thing that we want to do is cause alarm to the family, and or if this is a car and it's not the car we're looking for, I want to be able to do that peacefully. I don't want to cause a turmoil. If anybody knows that we found a car right now, it's gonna be unnecessary. It's gonna be unnecessary trauma for the family. We need to go back to the ramp and cause as little. We found nothing. We're just moving locations. That's all. Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm going to check on comments real quick because I know that I might be missing a lot. JR Nana, thank you for joining the channel. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I came back and checked. I can't highlight it, JR Nana, because the comments on StreamYard are acting up, but I do appreciate you joining. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, and don't forget, if you're a creator, you have a channel, type the word link drop in chat. It'll drop your channel. All lowercase, all one word, or capital L, doesn't really matter. As long as it's the word link drop, just like I put in chat, it'll drop your channel if you have a channel that you want us to go and sub to.
be here to find the where, which we have done. Now we need to assess it appropriately. Full assessment, condition of the vehicle, windows up or down. Do not remove license plate like we normally do. Copy that. I see the vehicle and the license plate. We have just found Kyle's vehicle over. 10-4. Do a full assessment methodically, slowly. Make sure you focus on the footage of the vehicle so that we can accurately relay that to the authorities. The vehicle is upside down. I repeat, it is upside down. I'm at the rear of the vehicle now, working my way around towards the driver's side. 10-4. I read you loud and clear.
And I did speed up this part a little bit because it's, we've all seen it so many times. It's a very heartbreaking scene. But I did speed it up a little bit. Sifa, why are you grounding Judy? What did Judy do?
Excuse me?
I don't know. Sifa said Judy's grounded.
He's got nothing to talk about.
Because she keeps multiplying every time she leaves and goes to kill shots.
I'm not going to kill shots.
Hey, even if
I
she
have
does,
kill shots on my tablet.
yeah, and anybody who is going there, it's fine. We're all we're all a community, so don't feel bad for going to support kill shot at all.
Well, I'm waiting to see how long you're going to go live. I mean,
this is almost over.
Well, that's what I figured. So I wasn't going to jump ship.
Thank you, Judy.
Positively identified. 10-4. Take your time. Be safe. I read you loud and clear.
And I just want to point out how tough that this had to be for Nick. This was his very first dive, and you can tell his breathing increases and his face when he comes up out of the water. This had to be so hard for him.
Rear driver's side window is halfway down. Copy that. Rear driver's side window is down.
So for those who were confused, because there was a lot of confusion about the windows, the driver's side window was up. The rear passenger on the driver's side was halfway down, and then on the passenger's front, that window was broken out, I believe. But whenever AWP did do their interviews, they weren't able to say definitively when the window was broken. Was it previously to going into the lake? Was it after? It could have been when the car landed, but we do know that that window was broken out because whenever you did like people watch this in slow mo, and you can see like shards of broken glass like inside the window frame. So I want to say it was broken out maybe upon landing. Again, we don't know exactly the direction she went in, how the car went into the lake, how it flipped over, like all of those things. But all that comes into play. And then the driver's side window was broken out whenever they flipped the vehicle. So as you can see, when he dove under, that window was up, but the pictures of them pulling the car out, that window was broken out, probably when they flipped it under the water.
That's what we do for, brother. Good job. Good job. Positive, All right.
She's in the back of the vehicle. She's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me. Vehicle's upside down. Some of the one window is halfway down. One window is all the way down. Call the authorities.
We help families all across the nation, and when we find out, they're notified first. We're going to notify them first. My very next call will be the local authorities.
I wasn't able to get the clip in time of the phone call, but they did indeed, in this video, while they were still on the water, make the phone calls to the family members first before they let law enforcement know. I know there was a lot of controversy surrounding that, but in their original footage, they did have them calling the family members while they were on the water. So they did notify them first.
Yes, sir. And in our investigation coming into this, this is just what we do. We find vehicles underwater. We specialize in it. I don't know what you guys know, and we don't always know the why. We just try to find the where, and so I can't relate with whatever you're speaking on right now. Okay. So the car is upside down, but that's common when a car goes in the water because the wheels make it buoyant.
The windows are closed, probably.
All the windows except for one. Yes.
Which one?
So Nick is my driver.
Windows up or down? The
Driver rear.
driver rear were down, and the passenger rear was halfway.
Is she in both of them?
No. Is she in the driver's seat? No.
She's in the back. She's in the back. Yes. I would recommend. It's your daughter. This is your daughter. To do what you want to do. I would recommend this is not a part of that. This. Yeah. My last word. I'm done.
Detective with the back camera.
Okay.
I want to be able to confirm everything that.
Yeah, behind me, the buoy under. We see the buoy behind me. 14 feet under the buoy. There's her vehicle. My driver was able to identify there all remains in the back.
The specialty search and rescue team, Adventures with Purpose, say that they have located the body and vehicle of the missing teen. They say they found Rodni inside her car, which is in just 14 feet of water.
I always wondered why they focused on these marks, these truck marks in the mud. So this is like before they pull the vehicle out, and they made sure to insert this into their video. It could mean nothing, but I always thought they focused on this for a reason. That's just my opinion.
The team says they've notified family and law enforcement. Placer County Sheriff's Office will now be taking over the investigation.
She was last seen around midnight at a high school graduation party with more than 100 people. Kylie had texted her mother that night, telling her she would be leaving the party in about 45 minutes, and her mom texted her to be safe and told her she loved her. She said her daughter texted, "Okay, Mom, I love you too." Kylie's silver Honda SUV had never been found until reportedly today.
Oh, this music breaks my heart. So keep in mind at this point they had already flipped the car underneath the water and were pulling it out of the reservoir. I still think that the recovery of the vehicle was handled in a they didn't treat it as a crime scene, in my opinion. There have been many videos by AWP and other law enforcement that give you, you know, examples of how a car found underwater should be recovered when it's upside down to contain all the evidence inside of the vehicle. And in my opinion, they didn't recover her vehicle properly at all. I know, Tracy, it's very the music and everything with it. JR Nana says, I think the window broke underwater since the glass was next to the window. Had it broke topside, the glass would be somewhere else. Right. Yeah. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the recovery of it. If AWP had pulled the car out, it would be an entirely different story. Right. I agree with that statement. They never treated it like a crime scene. There's no audio here. These are just images. Oh, one of my pictures went away. Huh. So that's funny. This one went away. It was actually a picture of where Doug and Nick were at filming the recovery, and it was pretty far away. So they were told to get like completely away.
Confirmed tonight. We do want to break down a timeline of events since Kiely Rodni did go missing. She was last seen August 6th at the Prosser family campground with hundreds of other teens and young adults at a party. The next morning, her mother discovered she didn't come home. On August 12th, a tip line was set up to help law enforcement with the search. This weekend, the nonprofit Adventures with Purpose began their search, and today they discovered a car and a body in the Prosser Reservoir, not far from where she was last seen. KCRA 3's Ergomana was on scene all night and has the very latest details.
This is still a very active investigation. We're at the Prosser Creek Reservoir, and law enforcement agencies are still out here right now. At this hour, investigators are still posted up. You can see that light and some.
So they were still out there pretty late investigating everything. I wonder if this is when they did like the reenactment and all that, because there's other people who have pointed out in videos that they've made that they were out there pretty late investigating everything. So I just don't I mean, I guess with the CHP report, we'll know more about how the accident actually happened. If, that's what they're saying, they put it out there that it was an accident. So I'm really interested to see what the CHP report says. Katie Bug says it's crazy. You just said they never tried it like a crime scene because did you watch SF Newest interview? He stated as soon as the car was found in the water, they immediately knew foul play was out. Yeah, and see, that's what's frustrating. I mean, I don't understand how they were able to rule it out so quick, but again, we don't know all the details. And according to multiple calls and emails from multiple people, it's still an open investigation. So we just have to wait out and, see what we do find out, hopefully in the future.
But I believe, in my opinion, that they're going to keep that file open for like 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think that because then they don't have to answer to FOIA requests and such.
And by the time they release it, they're hoping everybody's gone away.
Right. It's so frustrating. But like I said, I'm interested to see what the CHP report says, but being how this case has gone from the beginning, it's hard to hope for like real answers with the CHP report. So I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I get there, I guess, because I don't know how they're going to paint this. I don't know.
Law enforcement vehicles across the water. He was found here earlier, but the Placer County Sheriff's Office says its identity has not been confirmed. Investigators and rescue divers joining forces at the Prosser Creek Reservoir in Truckee. Live Copter 3 capturing the moment a car was pulled out of the water Sunday night. A volunteer search group called Adventures with Purpose says their divers found that car as well as a body here, the same area where 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was reported missing. It was a pretty big stretch for them to look for her. She could have been anywhere. Adventures with Purpose says the car they found matches the description of Kylie's car, which is a silver Honda CR-V. It's important to point out that as of late Sunday night, the Placer County...
And I'm also going to point out that we didn't see a sunroof on here. So whether that was just, someone thinking that the car had a sunroof or not, I don't know. But that whole thing had me wondering if this was the correct vehicle for the longest time because it does not have a sunroof.
The Sheriff's Office said it had not yet confirmed the identity of the body that was found. It just baffles me that they weren't able to locate her in 2 weeks. Kiely was last seen on August 6th at a party with hundreds of other teens at the Prosser Family Campground. Several law enforcement agencies, including the Placer and Nevada County Sheriff's Offices, California Highway Patrol, and the FBI, have been searching for Kiely ever since. For them to not be able to find her, it is pretty, I don't know. It bothers me a little, honestly. Adventures with Purpose was brought in to join the search just days ago and credits their use of sonar to locate missing people. Many in the community questioning why it took until their involvement for law enforcement to potentially have an update to the search in this area.
So that just goes to show that there were definitely locals that were questioning a lot of things.
Search just days ago and credits their use of sonar to locate missing people. Many in the community questioning why it took until their involvement for law enforcement to potentially have an update to the search in this area. Why don't they have the equipment that they had to find her? Why, where we live, we have bodies of water everywhere. But others, such as this man who is a monthly donor to Adventures with Purpose, tell me they do not think this was an easy task. I don't fault law enforcement in any way. They, I know they put in thousands of hours of searching, and Adventures with Purpose just has a specialty. They have the knowledge of reading their sonar equipment. While the search for answers continues, there is hope that the discoveries made by Adventures with Purpose will give Kiely's family some closure. I knew if anybody could, they would be the ones.
And I just wanted to point out right here, that at the end of the day, this is what was presented to us. Confirmed her name, and at the bottom, cause of death, they put as drowning. And that is all I have for that video. But yeah, it's hard going down memory lane and, going through all of it again. I don't know. What are your guys' finishing thoughts on Kiely Rodni's case?
Well, I don't think, unless somebody comes forward with new evidence, there's nothing really left to talk about.
Right.
And be kind. And Daisy, thank you for the classy way you presented this tonight.
Oh, no problem, Judy. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you jumped up on panel with me. Sifa, Tracy, Killshot, Kristen, Micah, everyone that jumped up blind, even though he probably fell asleep on us. But yeah, I mean, like this case has affected all of us in the last year in some way, shape, or form. But at the end of the day, like Tracy said it beautifully earlier, her death brought us all together. We might not have the answers, that we want. We might not have them for a while or ever, but it it's just one of those things where she'll remain in our hearts forever and we'll always wonder. But like you said, there's nothing else we can do unless we have new information brought to us. So yeah, let me go through my starred comments. That's Sifa. Sifa, thank you for starring all these comments. By the way, you might have shown some of them. This one from Katie Bug. I hope more people and creators talk about Kylie in the coming days. I can't believe it is a year. Oh, I'm pretty sure they will be, Katie Bug. I wanted to go ahead and do this early because I know that many people will be covering it. And as for me, like I said, unless something new comes out, I'm not going to drag this out. I'm not going to do that. May she rest in peace and her family. I pray that they have the answers that they need for their closure. And there, like Kristen said, there might be things going on behind the scenes that we don't know. There might be a lot that comes out later. So until then, all we have is what they've given us. Leopard Prince said this case got so messed up and made me crazy to the point I've had to take time out from true crime on YouTube. I think that you are speaking for a lot of us, Leopard Print. I don't know if you're still here, but yeah, this case did has put us all in a mentally crazy place at some point while digging into it. Let's see. MJ says to say her mother didn't love her and sacrificed her is just wrong. Yeah, for whoever is saying that, that is wrong. Because, like we were saying earlier, who knows what goes on with her mother behind closed doors and going through everything she's had to go through over the year. We don't know what happened. She might not
Well,
even know exactly what happened, but
my concern is she's got a younger brother.
Yep.
And he's going to read all this.
He definitely will. And it's just going to be an ongoing thing for their family. And I just can't imagine your whole, something like this happening so tragically and then it being all over the internet.
Well, may God punish the ones that are guilty and he forgive the ones that aren't.
Yep. I agree. So again, thank you, JR Nana, for becoming a member. I don't think I have any other ones. And I think the comments are now catching up now that we're at the end of the live. It can take years to gather enough information to make a case. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I hope one day we do find out the answers. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. And for myself, I will say that I will always hope and pray for answers in the Kiely Rodni case. She will never leave my heart. Same as Gabby Petito, Summer Wells, Oakley Carlson, Harmony Montgomery, many, many cases. And there are a lot of cases out there of missing persons that we need to be focusing on and putting their names out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I give you a big hug, Daisy. Yeah.
Oh, hugs.
If I could.
Hugs. All right, you guys. Well, I love you all. Thank you, chat. Thank you to my mods. Thank you, Sifa, for all the links and dealing with Nightbot in the comments when I couldn't see them.
Thank you,
and I will
Sifa,
see you over in
for
Church
backing
Watch
her up.
Live.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Have a good evening. Rest in peace, Kiely Rodni.